Hi.
Hello.
Hey, girl.
How's it going?
Good. How about you?
Yeah, all right.
You look beautiful. Did you get a toner in your hairs?
No, I just straightened it
Oh, it's so pretty.
and I washed it yesterday. So
Nice. Hi, Jen.
Kimmy, you look gorgeous.
That's what I said.
I was like almost dead today, so that's good.
Welcome to the table.
Hello and welcome to Table for Five with No Reservations. Take a seat at the table for a fresh, sweet, salty, tart, and pleasantly bitter conversation.
Thank you for taking a seat at the table. Tonight is our episode 5, No Reservations episode. We're going to chat about our week, check in, and see how things are going for everybody in the series, The Woman in Me, which I think in one episode I said the woman in her or the woman in you. It's for all the women. Just come join us.
All the people.
All the people.
Your
everyone,
inner truest self.
Everyone's welcome. Whatever the title of the series is, go back and listen to 3 or 4 because it's there. So Rachel is going to start us this week. How was your week?
Shall we do some hey everybody's? It's Kim.
Oh.
Hey. It's
Hey.
Rachie. Hey. It's
Hey,
Jen.
yeah.
Hey. Yes.
Just kidding. With us tonight is Kim,
Hi.
Jen,
Hello.
Jamie,
Hi.
Rachel,
Hey.
and I'm Tabitha, and you'll hear about why I am a disorganized mess here in just a little bit.
I'll go first.
Okay, Rachel's first.
We just cut our outtakes in it right at the beginning. You're welcome.
Yes.
Let's see. This week, we've got some wins and losses. We had a major waste of a day with the doctor. I got to complain about that doctor to 3 different people, which was very therapeutic. Thank you. And the result of that was that the doctor called me. Hi, Rachel, do you have a moment? I heard you didn't like our level of care or my service yesterday. I'm like, well, yes, I've got just a moment. Let me pull my car over. And then we've also had some wins. The same doctor appointment essentially generated a letter to the school, which says that C can be off at 2 so that she can be at therapies at 2:30, which will conclude at 4 rather than going later, because this is sort of a short-term thing. We've got like 8 or 10 weeks of school, we're thinking, and then she's transitioning to a full-time program. Finally.
Yay.
We've had some stuff. Today, I took her to breakfast on a Flannery Friday and she slapped the waitress. She also ate some of her pancake under the table on the floor, which is pretty disgusting. And we're just sprinkling some autism awareness, just Flannery style all around town, doing the best.
In fairness to Celie, was she waiting for her breakfast? I mean,
well, the lady tried to grab her water to refill it, which was like let's see if you're on a podcast. Let me show you, like painted Bob Ross style. Lady reaches around her in front of her to fill the water cup. Celie slaps right hook style. The lady continues to grab because she's kind of stunned. Celie gives it to her in the cheek, right high hook style.
Her tip just went up.
Right, cash and card curtsy. Yeah. She had already seen Celie eat under the table a skosh. We had shown up with the headphones on, and at one point she insisted on wearing the headphones and unplugging them. So it was like screaming YouTube loud, and then it was just a spectacle. So I'm not saying she saw the right hook coming. In fact, I'm saying she did not see that coming. But I don't know.
Pancakes. Yay for pancakes.
Yay for pancakes. They'll have sprinkles next time too, I bet.
Jamie got some pancakes today, or waffles. What did I see on your story? Where were you guys?
Yeah, me and Amelie went out and I had French toast. She had waffles.
Yeah, girls' breakfast date.
She doesn't have school on Friday, so we
That's
party it up.
Hey, waffles is a party, okay?
It is for me.
It's a party.
How was your week, Jane?
I'm so tired. I'm trying to remember my week.
I was just doing the same thing, Jamie.
This was the first full week of school. So we've been doing that. So getting into the rhythm of that. So both my kids go to school in the morning, and we live really close to school, so I can walk. So we walk to school in the morning. Then at 10:30, I walk back to pick up my daughter, and we walk home. And then me and her are hanging out. And then I walk to pick up my son and my nephew, who hangs out with us a little while after school. So I'm getting a lot more walking in than I normally would. Although I have driven a couple times because it's been so hot here. So not as hot as UTAPS, but still really hot. And working more on, I'm redoing our guest room into a little like therapy / sensory / playroom for mainly Jesse, because he's going to start having in-home therapy soon. So I just need a place to put them so that other kids leave them alone. So I've been cleaning and moving stuff around, and had a night from hell the other night, and I didn't realize I usually check for the full moon, but these are the nights that I prove it right, because both my kids didn't sleep. My daughter was up even more than Jesse, and like 2 days later I realized that it's a full moon week, and I'm like, oh, it was a rough week for sleep, but there was one really bad night, so I've just been off ever since then, I think. So
And was this the first week back for you guys?
last week they started back at school Wednesday. Am I frozen?
Okay, just skip the beat.
You guys were all frozen, so I was like, am I frozen?
No.
They started last week on Wednesday, and then this was the first full week back to school.
What about you, Jen? How was your week?
Trying to unmute it. It was pretty good, actually. We went shopping for school clothes this week, which was the first time that Kaya ever picked out her own clothes.
Oh, I love it.
Ever. I've always picked out her clothes and just brought them home. And I thought, well, whatever. She wanted her ears pierced again. She got not an infection from her earrings, because her ears were pierced for like 4 years, but a bacteria got in there, and her earlobe was the size of, Jupiter. And so her earrings had to come out, and it's been a couple of years. And so I just randomly asked her, I think it was whatever day it was, and I said, "You want to get your ears redone?" And she said, "Yes, ears pierced." And then I didn't really think she was going to say yes. And so we went and got her ears done. And me, with my big mouth, with, they just put a little little stand up with the earring in it. And, I was like, oh, look at this heart with diamonds. Well, it was $300.
They were diamonds.
They were diamonds, but here's the kicker. It was like 150, and then in small print, a pair. But you can't buy a single one, by the way. You have to buy the set. So they were $300. The most expensive pair they had. And then they had this pink pair. It was a heart. And I thought, and it was like $100 less, but she was not having any of it. But whatever, I don't care. They were infected, so I was fine paying that. But yeah, that was pretty wild. And then we're in a big eloping phase right now. So struggling with that. So my handyman the door from my kitchen to my outside it's almost like it's backwards, but it's not. It's an angled door. So a typical flip lock or security lock does not work on this door. So he's like, I need to spend some time at Home Depot and figure it out, because he can't get a lock that will actually fit that door. So anyway, that's my week. A lot of stuff. Good stuff though.
What about you, Kim? How was your week?
My week was okay. It's been really busy at work. I haven't been sleeping, so I've been tired. Alyssa went back to in-person speech on Monday, so that was good. She transitioned with no problem. When we came out of speech, we usually used to go to Dairy Queen, but it's been 1.5 years since she's had in-person speech, so I wasn't sure if she would remember. So I asked her, did she want to go get something to eat? And she said yes. And I said, oh, what do you want? She said Sprite, Chicky, French fries. And then I said, oh, anything else? And without skipping a beat, she said ice cream, which for her is a huge deal, because she doesn't have very much unprompted speech. It's more repeating and, stuff like that. So that was great. So of course we went and got, her chicken, her French fries and her ice cream. Off to Dairy Queen we went. So that was good. That was great. And then, it's pretty uneventful week. She made it to all her days of school, which is great.
Yay.
She got on the van this morning, which was great. So, yeah, that was all good. I realized it was a swim day today. I it was like an impromptu one, but
Oh,
I didn't
God.
take the paper out of her bag until this morning. So I didn't know until she was already ready. And like, even though it seems so minor, like a last minute thing, like putting a bathing suit and a towel in her backpack, like without any preparation is not good.
Hard.
But she was fine with it. So so that was good. So that was good. I had a weird thing. I went to the dermatologist today to get a mole checked, and while I was there, they were like, oh, we're gonna freeze this mole and we're gonna take this one off, and they gave me like a lidocaine shot, and I had like a weird reaction to it. So like I got like hot and dizzy, and I broke out into a cold sweat, and they were like, you know, they weren't going to take away my eye mole, which is, I was like, no, I don't care. Just, I'm already here. Like, literally, I'm not going to come back.
Even
So
if
they
I
did it
pass
again,
out,
and
make
they
it
were,
go away.
well,
Yeah.
well,
Do
they were
more by pass
insistent,
out.
Yeah,
they were
it's
insistent
quick.
that it wasn't, they're like, oh no, it's not possible to have a reaction to this because it's like topical. And I'm like, okay, I mean, that's
Watch
fine.
this.
Yeah, so they gave me the other shots, and immediately like I got hot. Like, I mean like super hot. Like I was super hot. I was about to like take my gown off. It's like when you're in labor and you're like, get this stuff off of me. And
You're a
broke
doctor,
out in
right?
sweat. Like my heart was racing. I was dizzy. Like I just felt like extremely off, and I was just like, you have to like try to lay me down, and because I'm a control freak, I don't like to lay down. Like it makes me more. It just makes me worse because it's like I need to be sitting up. So like I don't know what I'm gonna do, but laying down makes me feel more trapped. I don't like that. So I'm like, no, please sit me up. And I'm like, just get me water. Like I literally just need water. I was so hot. And then, but even all day I was like very off, like dizzy, like almost like foggy feeling. So like, I definitely think I must have had a reaction to it. I don't know what happened. You know, I was convinced I was like, me and my husband were fighting because he like underreacts and I overreact. The more he underreacts, the more I overreact. Well, I'm like,
Maybe he's trying to
I,
take you out, Kimmy. He said it, Neil said
well,
enough.
I hope I make it through the night. He's like, I'll keep an eye on you. I'm like, while you're sleeping, I'm like, are you gonna set alarms? Like, I'm not gonna set alarms. I'm like, why? How will you know if I'm okay?
He's had enough.
We'll
He's
tell
gonna
him.
take his-
You're with
he's
us
gonna
most
take
of the
his-
night anyway.
Well, I had this
Yeah.
weird thing happen to me where like I felt like I couldn't get my words out earlier, and that was like freaking me out. And he's like, you're talking fine. But it was like more of an internal thing. Like it felt like I felt like it's just such insight out into like my daughter, because I'm like, oh, this is terrible. Like it was like I felt groggy. So it's like I couldn't get my words out as fast as I was thinking them. And it sounds really odd, but he's like, what are you talking about? You're talking fine. I'm like, oh, forget it. But like it was making me nervous because I'm like, why is this happening? Like weird things happen to me. Like I have weird reactions to like even Novocaine. The same
I
thing
just have
happens
to tell
me.
you right now, it sounds like you're the on steroids, Kimmy.
Yes.
That's what you sound
Exactly. And I have reaction if I'm on steroids. Like
like. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just really sensitive, I guess. But yeah, I don't know. So so we were fighting, and it was my kids are laughing because they think we're hilarious. Now I feel better now. I'm like, I hope I can get my words out on the podcast.
You're doing fine.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job, Kimmy.
yeah,
Fine,
You just
Kimmy.
told the internet about
But
your
you're
mole.
doing a good job.
yeah. You're
Doing
doing a
fine.
good job.
Tips, how are you making it, girl?
Oh, everybody. Well, not everybody. Nick is sick, feeling better today. My daughter is very sick, so that's terrible. They both got COVID tested, no COVID, so that's great. But I hate that it's like another thing, like just regular colds turn into this whole extravaganza where you go to the doctor and you have to get the sheet saying that it's not COVID and anything else. I mean, of course we want to know with these type of symptoms, but at first I was like, anyway, so I'm worn out. I was solo parenting for numerous days. Feels like forever.
Man, flu
I'm
sucks.
just gonna say feels like
Because I
forever.
was like, wait, where's Nick? And then,
I
oh wait, he's
know.
sick. I forgot.
Man,
He's in the
cold.
office.
I forgot.
And then my daughter has just been like fever and not sleeping,
Tell them
cough.
the tragic, great,
Oh, I
terrible
know.
news of the day.
So she's had a fever, and this afternoon when she had a fever, she was kind of like laying on the couch, and she goes, "Ucky, Ucky." And I was like, "Oh, do you feel yucky?" Is that what you're trying to say? Okay. So yay for words. I mean, she's actually been talking or like making sounds, not talking, but making a lot of sounds the whole time she's been sick. And I think it's because she's slowed down, like she's mellowed because she's not feeling well. And it's actually helping her language. That's really interesting.
It's probably like tampering everything down.
Yeah. Yes.
I read this weird thing on the internet about kids with autism and having a fever. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
I've
I don't-
heard something about that. Like, it
Yeah.
I don't
almost
mean to
makes their
speak
mind
out of
clear.
turn, and maybe somebody can comment about this if you're listening and know more, but I feel like there's this phenomenon where it like engages certain skills almost, or like settles some parts. I hope Jamie is making an educated Google search right now. Yes, because I don't want to speak out of turn, but there's something about autism and high fevers that like
I could
I've
see.
heard this.
Yeah. With our son, he would get more dulled, like almost to the point where he lost his language. Like whenever he has a fever, it goes the opposite direction. Like he stops talking, he stops moving. But I think with her, she's just like on such a high vibration all the time, like movement wise and energy wise and everything. It's like, it's pretty fascinating actually watching her, because it has been just like sounds and words, and she has very, very limited language, like almost zero language. So and sounds. A lot of times she's just, there's no sounds. And she's been like directing me. She keeps wanting to go up into her bedroom, which is strange. Yeah, her bedroom upstairs. And I think it's because we have the humidifier going and it's like cool in there, but also because her brother is downstairs, like with so much energy, like making noise, the TV's on, and her room's like really quiet. So I thought that was pretty fascinating too. Like she's almost self-regulating. Like this is too much for me to like take in.
Does she want you in there, Tabs, or just she want you to take you up there and you to get out?
She wants me in there with her, and we have like a glider chair. So she's been like taking me to the glider chair to sit in the chair with her.
So
Oh my
cute.
God, buy me a ticket. I'll glide with her all weekend.
Yes. Yes. And then just like letting the fan blow on her. And then the other cute thing is that she fell asleep. We had a doctor's appointment yesterday. And when we got home, she had only napped for like 20 minutes and she fell asleep on our dining room floor with her face on the cold floor. And
like
then
a senior picture though.
Yeah, I was upstairs on the phone, a work call, and my husband and Nick were downstairs, and Nixon took a blanket and put it over the top of her. Just the sweetest guy. He's just so sweet.
I actually like that blanket.
Oh yeah, that's the couch blanket, snuggle blanket.
I like that blanket.
Our house snuggle blanket. So anyway, it's been a long week. I'm exhausted. I took a nap today. I took a sick day from work to just manage everything, but I'm worn out and not feeling great myself. So
he said earlier this week, when Nick is first and one kid has a sniffle, you are going to bring up the caboose, and
because it trickles down.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
And at the doctor's office, she was just like coughing in my face. I'm
I
like,
hate
this
it.
is like just germs flowing into every pore right now. Like there's no way to stop it.
Yeah.
You always become like the human tissue. Like my kids just wipe their nose on me.
Yes.
Any part.
Yes.
Celie's thing is to like be snuggle right under my ear, and then she wants to wipe schmear across my face. I'm like, I don't want your schmear up to my
That's
nose.
more of a sensory thing. Just
Oh, Lord of mercy.
Yes.
Rose, go to your dad.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to
Yes.
tell you guys what I discovered. I don't know if
Yes.
this is controversial or not, but
Me either.
because this is, I think, from 2018, but this is a study Harvard did. And so they had heard about this. And so they did a study on it in mice. And it said researchers found that in some cases, mimicking bacteria infection in a muse molecule is released and suppresses a small region of the brain's cortex linked to social behaviors. Our findings finger the signaling cascades that leads to temporary alleviation of autism-like symptoms upon exposure to inflammatory conditions.
I have read something like that. I mean, mine wasn't as nerdish. It was probably like the parents that led to maybe some of that, but I've read this.
Yeah. It would make sense.
I have
it would
heard
really
So
make sense.
when she used to get fevers, and she used to get fevers almost every time she got got like a cold,
Yeah.
she would always have a fever. It would just like her behaviors would be like gone. Like she'd be so quiet, so still. It was like, I mean, I hate to say it, but it was almost like not that I wanted her to be sick, like, but like it was like a little break.
I need something like a
And she'd
car.
just be quiet and she'd just be, yeah, it was like
I
it'd be
put that
so-
in our thread today, or this week. I said, I know it'll be hard to explain to anyone, but when she was sick, and Kimmy's like, I get it. Before I even finished, it wasn't that we wanted our kids sick. It was
Well,
the only time
and she
it
would
slowed them
also be a
down.
lot more
period.
snuggly, you know,
Yeah.
because it was hard to get her
Yes.
still and get her to stay in one place for too long.
That's Nora too.
So yeah, it would just, you know,
The first time Jesse ever like hung out with me and like snuggled to watch a show, like not him running around or him just watching, pushing me away, was when he was sick one time. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's cuddling up to me. Like,
Oh,
Yeah.
but I don't
I
want him to be
know.
sick.
We don't want our
Again,
kids
I
to
don't
be
want my
sick.
kid to be
Like,
sick.
just
Listen,
out on the
it was the
internet.
just
only
mildly,
time-
just
It was
mildly
the only
sick.
time one that slowed her down, and the only time she really let me cuddle her. Like I actually got to hold her,
Yeah.
which a lot of times, I mean, she was just like a blur running by me, and I didn't get
I
to
know.
even, you
Well,
know.
yeah,
But when she was sick, I got to hold her, and I got to pee by myself.
hello.
It's fine. It was fine.
Love that.
Yeah, it is. It would make sense because they're so heightened. Like, especially
Mhm.
like my kids are opposite. So Nora is always in that like go, move. There's no stopping her. She's
Yeah.
just like an energy bug, just filled with energy. My son too, but in a different way. Like he'll sit and watch TV or he'll like, you know, be down for certain periods of time. But it's makes sense that like they're taking in so much input. Like she's always moving and shaking and you know tactile and everything to slow all of that down. Like their body can't take it when they have a fever. You know, they just don't have the energy to like be
Yep.
doing all that movement. So it's really pretty fascinating. I hope
I
she
have to say, if you're a mom that's like, oh yeah, I recognize that I felt that way too. It's so nice when my kid is snuggling when they're sick, and these moms are all screaming, don't worry, we don't want our kid to get sick. I'm here to tell you, Rachel Flanagan, Minnesota, right here, over here in Flannaville. It's not a real town if you're going to Google it. I want her to sprain an ankle based off of a run too quick or something. I don't want like a major injury, but I would love a cause and effect thing. She's never been hurt. She's never been hurt. She runs like a dart crazy. She's irrational. She's just full extra energy. If she could just twist an ankle a skosh just to learn, like
it
you could get
probably
a
wouldn't
big-
stop her.
I
It would
mean, I
not
know she
stop
probably
her.
would like drag it behind. Like, look, I've
Yeah,
got this
she'd be
hop
like,
technique.
she'd be like hopping at high speed
Yeah,
tumbling.
shoot. But you know what I mean? Like, I
A
just
sprained ankle is not going to stop ceiling floating.
I will say, so Jesse broke his arm 2019, the end of 2019. I don't know when that was, so don't listen to me. Anyway, he broke his arm from jumping because he would jump off like the couch and he was like trying to do some crazy move, jumping off, like literally trying to act out a scene from Star Wars with Rey.
Yeah.
But and then when we got the cast taken off, he kind of went back to jumping. But I will say we could be like, remember your broken arm, and it would be a little dramatic. You're like, my arm. But now he doesn't really jump as much anymore. Like he'll jump on my bed.
that's what I'm trying to order.
Yeah.
I would just like to order a little something, bigger than a boo-boo.
Yeah.
Just
The
a little
other-
bit bigger.
The other day, Nixon was in the other room. He's like, ow. And Nick goes in there and he was dragging his foot behind, like dragging it. And Nick thought he was really hurt. And then Nixon just burst out laughing.
Oh my gosh, that's adorable.
He was joking with him that he had hurt his foot and he was like literally dragging it behind him.
That's really good. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was
That is
hilarious.
good.
Yeah, Nick was like, "Oh my god, I thought he was really injured," because he never like our kids don't fake, you know, like Nixon,
Anything.
Yeah, anything. So funny. He's like, I almost called you downstairs because I thought he was really hurt. Oh man,
I'd
our
be like,
kids.
don't tell me, just go take care of it. I'll
Yes, you handle it.
Exactly.
You
Let me
handle
know how it worked out for you.
you see it, you gotta take care of it.
Yeah, not it.
You gotta take
Not
care
it. Not
of it.
Why
Not
isn't there a smelt it, dealt it in parenting?
Right?
Yes.
Not it.
Yeah.
Like a found it, do it.
found it, do it.
Not that.
I think
No.
that would backfire on me though, because I
Hey,
always seem to find the poos. And I'm like,
yeah.
nope, it's your turn. Your
Oh
turn to
my
clean this up.
gosh.
You find it,
Oh.
you change it. That's the rule of daycare.
You find it, you change it.
I used to
I'd be
hate
I
when
didn't
like
see it.
I'd be like, okay, change him or whatever, and then I'd nag my husband to do it, and finally he would be like, all right, and then be like, no, I want mommy too, and I'm like, oh,
Billy still,
You
my
always want
kid's
me
about
for.
7, and he's like, she said she wanted her mom. I'm like, she calls you mom. If she calls you mom and I'm on a thing, like, just
Go with it.
go with it, man. She means parent. She means
parent.
dad.
Yeah. It all means the same thing. Interchangeable.
Help her
Yeah.
get to it.
Yes. Well, ladies, we are getting close to 5,000 downloads on this here
Amazing.
podcast.
Yeah.
Killing it.
Yay. Thank you, all our listeners. We appreciate it.
Yes. Thanks to our listeners. How did you guys feel about the series?
I feel like this has gone so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared
I,
to some of the other,
Oh,
Less depressing.
Less-
Although
yeah.
somewhat depressing. I don't know. We're always in the middle.
I know.
It's
It was
funny.
good. I liked it.
Recently, you guys may have found us through podcasting, but we also have a Facebook page, and James recently put together a survey, and it's been cool to hear what our listeners like. And we just want to let you know that we appreciate you all so much. It matters a great deal to have your feedback to
Yes,
us.
we'd
You
we'd
really,
love to know what you guys are thinking, what you guys like, what you don't like.
Yes.
Yeah.
The survey's still up. So if you want to go fill it out, table for 5.
I can't wait for another game night. That was a big hot
No, it's
topic. And
Yeah.
the survey says, kind of made me think of that.
Survey says people love it.
we could do a survey of our survey. I mean, like a game of our survey.
A game of our survey. We are planning some more interviews coming up
Mhm.
soon. So that'll be great. Get some more people on. People seem to like that. But it's been nice to hear specific feedback, I think, because we
Mhm.
are kind of just like flying free, choosing what we like or what we want to do.
This series is a lot longer than the other ones, even though I know it's not, because they're all the same. But like, I feel like our first episode was, feels like that was months ago
Yeah.
of the series. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, just been a crazy month.
I really thought this one was fun. And I really liked our like freeform
Tired
tell
AF.
it tell it like it is. If you haven't listened to that episode, check it out because
Yeah.
we were flying free, no filters.
And if you want to cry, if you want a good cry, listen to our last episode, the storytellers episode, because
Oh my gosh,
that'll
loved
get
it.
you. One of us will make you cry. One of us.
Oh, we were all sobbing recording that.
My daughter goes, Mom, why was everybody crying during the podcast? She goes, Jen was like literally sobbing. She was sobbing. Like, I didn't know if she was okay.
You're like, it releases Monday. You'll have to take a listen. Bring your Kleenex to
It's
school.
like she was like worried about you.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh, yes. To any of our listeners,
Thank you.
we do plan to have some way of submitting your own stories to us. It'll most likely be on our Facebook page for details of that, but we'd love to hear your stories. You can do it anonymously or by name, by voice, and hopefully get some dads perspectives. Would be
Yeah.
cool. Bring on the dads.
and
So
if you're not on Facebook, you can email us at tablefor5podcast@gmail.com.
DM us over on the Instagram, hit us up on any of our individual pages. We'll take it all.
Yeah.
Reach out wherever you like.
There's plenty of places.
There's plenty of places if you want more details on spreading your own story.
Oh, and a new thing is we can be shared so quickly and easily on the Facebook. So if you're
Mhm.
finding us there, I have a feeling that we'll be maybe getting some share traction. So there's a whole podcast behind us here.
Yeah, on our Facebook now, all of our podcast is linked to our Facebook, so you can listen from Facebook or Apple or Spotify.
If we can just figure it out.
I mean, I can't because it's not on my phone or computer.
I
so-
did figure it out. We'll stay after. If you'd like to stay after for a tutorial on my phone, I'd be happy to show you.
It's a really new feature on Facebook where now you can listen to podcasts from Facebook, which is great. But I think they're trying to figure out, and we're trying to figure out. So
Might
If
wanna
you,
give a couple
Put it
weeks.
together. Mark and I we're tight. Although he owes me a phone call. I just want to let you know.
A couple
He owes me a call.
minimum.
Yeah.
Jen and Mark Zuckerberg are going to get this podcast business together. So just wait for
Big plans for Mark. Big plans.
that. Well, thank you for joining us through this series. Coming next.
We don't know yet.
We don't know, but we're
You
gonna
know.
we are
Swinging
excited
it.
for it.
Well, an interview. We have an interview
Oh, we do,
scheduled.
yes. Yep.
So that's coming. And that's going to be cool. And some other stuff heading your way
Or whatever.
towards 5,000
It's coming.
downloads.
It
Yeah.
is coming your way.
You're
Yes.
gonna love it.
Thank you, everybody.
Good night.
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 Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for joining us at the table for our 5th series, The Woman in Me. If you love listening to our podcast and you listen on Apple Podcasts, we would appreciate if you could rate and review us. You can also leave a review on our Facebook page. To join in on the conversation, make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram, or email us at tablefor5podcast@gmail.com. New episodes come out every Monday, so come sit with us again. See you soon. Bye.